Welcome to Ravenclaw Tuesday. I'm your resident Ravenclaw, trying to look intelligent.
Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, girl. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you.
So I stole this shirt from my dad, and it's a really good thing I did because I don't own any other blue shirts at all. My friend Kim got me a belated Christmas present because apparently it was out of stock. Ta-da! 10 points to whoever can guess whose one this is. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, we just finished. We read chapters 15 through 17. Forbidden Forest. Ooh. Does anyone else think it's weird that they would send a group of 11-year-olds into a forest to track down something that's killing a unicorn that is obviously pretty dangerous, because even Hagrid hadn't heard of a unicorn getting killed before. So, I mean, maybe if they were older, but 11-year-olds? So they run into the centaurs in the forest, and Ronan says that always the innocent are the first victims. So I started thinking, who's the first victim? Well, when Voldemort comes back, the first one to die is Cedric Diggory, and you know what? He was innocent. Centaurs know what they're talking about. Harry and Draco are looking at the dead unicorn thing, and Draco runs off screaming, and then Voldemort comes after Harry. What would he have done? Because I really can't imagine what this little shriveled up thing of a Voldemort was do to Harry if friends hadn't come, anyway. That would have been interesting to see. I really love games and riddles and things, and I think that's why Goblet of Fire is my favorite book, because it's all the Triwizard Tournament, and that's fun. And I love the Through the Trapdoor chapter because it's got all their obstacles that they have to get through. Again, they're 11 years old. You would think the professors would come up with something that an 11-year-old couldn't overcome. I mean, we're trying to block out Voldemort here. And a group of 11-year-olds are able to get through no problem. I can understand the chess thing because Ron's good at chess, and I can understand the keys because Harry's the youngest seeker in a century. Honestly, I'd love to see Dumbledore flying around on a broom trying to find that key. That would be awesome. I can't imagine Dumbledore zooming around. That would be so much fun. But Professor Sprouts, she's teaching her first years about Devil's Snare. And then she uses it to defend the Sorcerer's Stone from Voldemort. If the plant is so tame that you're using it to teach your first years, not your 7th years, your first years, then should you be using it as a defense? Think about that. Snape's was always my favorite one because I love logic. So cool. I wish there was like a picture, a drawing of all the different potions, because we obviously don't know which ones are big and which ones are small. So you can't figure it out on your own. I think it would have been cool to try to figure it out before Hermione did. Well, obviously you could do it before Hermione did, because you can choose when you want to read on. I don't remember much about my first time reading Sorcerer's Stone, but I do remember when I found out that it was Quirrell and not State, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I had no idea it was going to be Quirrell. I was like, I did not expect it at all. Best line in the book. Oof. There are all kinds of courage, said Dumbledore, smiling. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. I therefore award 10 points to Mr. Neville Longbottom. He should have gotten more than 10 points, because it takes a great deal more bravery to stand up to our friends. More bravery should mean more points. So when I came home for spring break that Friday, it was like pouring buckets. pouring. And then over spring break, it gets all nice and sunshiny, and then I come back from break, and it looks like this outside, and you probably can't really tell, but I can't hold a computer straight. You probably can't really tell, but it's rainy again. And there's supposed to be thunderstorms tonight, which is awesome. I love the rain. But it makes me feel like spring break never happened. I mean, I get all this sleep over spring break, so I get accustomed to like this awesome schedule. And then I come back here and I don't get enough sleep, and I'm sleepy all the time, and I don't want to go to my classes, and I just want to drop out of school. All I need is Harry Potter. I'll live in a box in the corner of the street with just a box of my Harry Potter books and my wand, and I'll be happy. I'm dropping out right now. Did I talk about everything? Am I done? Oh, questions! I knew I was forgetting something. Lauren asked what Quidditch position we would play. I'm not very athletic. At all. I mean, I'd like to fly, I'd like a broom, and I'd like to be able to fly around, but I don't want to play Quidditch. I wouldn't even do the commentaries because public speaking. What animal would I bring to Hogwarts? Jesse, I know you said that you have to follow the rules because it's Hogwarts and whatever, but the Hogwarts letter clearly states you can bring an owl, or a cat, or a toad. Who told Ron he could bring Scabbers? Well, if I'm going to follow the school rules and not end up bringing a serial killer to campus, I would probably get an owl, because who says they're dead useful? Somebody says they're dead useful. I think it's Hagrid, and I do not want to quote Hagrid, so I'm just going to say they're pretty handy. But if I could bring any animal, I would bring my dog, Zoe, because she's adorable. Speaking of my dog, I was going to show you all puppies, and I know I promised I was, but Mama Dog doesn't like me, and we have to put her up in a crate every time I go play with puppies so she doesn't eat me. And then she's barking all the time, and that just wouldn't have made for a pleasant video. But I'm going home again this weekend, and the puppies will be 4 weeks old, and they'll be old enough to go run around outside and play on their own, and I'll try to get some video of them then. They're adorable, though. There's 5 of them, and Keely, you'll appreciate this. We named them after Doctor Who characters. There's 2 boys and 3 girls. We have the Doctor, obviously. We have Captain Jack Harkness. And then we have Martha, Donna, and Rose. And they're all so cute. Donna's my favorite. She's big and she's fluffy, and I love her. Martha cries all the time. All the time. And I want to tell her to shut up. But then I realize that that's kind of indicative of her namesake. So I guess this is it. I guess I'm at 28 minutes and 29 seconds, which is plenty for me to edit, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow, Keely. I dimmed my computer for a second.